are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. The WAP sisters are coming with a diss record for Scratch Off, Glorilla, and Sexy Red, aka Ghetto Red. Now, if you guys remember, Megan Thee Stallion popped out at Cardi B's tour and performed, right? Glorilla popped out too. But unfortunately, Cardi B got caught liking a shady tweet about Glorilla copying Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, which I don't think was by accident. I think that was intentional because Glorilla allegedly knew Scratch Off was dissing Cardi B. Now, with that being said, Megan Thee Stallion popped up on tour at the I Am Ugly tour. I believe it was in Houston. And allegedly, that is where Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion went over their collaboration that they are going to do for Megan Thee Stallion's album Act 3. You know, Megan has been talking about working with Cardi B again. Now, because Scratch Off recently dissed Cardi, Party is planning on responding. A lot of people think just because Cardi B posted on Instagram, that means that she is unbothered. A fan said, oh, the drama light, that's our unbothered queen. So a lot of fans think that Cardi B's unbothered because she was posted on Instagram, but that's not the case. She's very bothered. She just don't want y'all to know, just like she didn't want y'all to know she was talking shit about Scratch Off and calling her a coochie. Now, let me know, who do you think is going to have the best diss records amongst all the female rappers that are beefing? Megan and Cardi, like I said before, will be dissing Scratch Off, Sexy Red, and Glorilla. JT will be dissing Pissy Face Carisha. Doechii allegedly will be dissing Ckiminaj when she drops her album. I know some of y'all forgot about Doechii, but she's coming. So let me know who you guys think gonna have the best disses. You know, Scratch Off, I feel like her disses were okay, but it wasn't like I was gagging over them because she stole a Nicki Minaj bar. You know, she needs to credit Nicki Minaj on the Chrome diaper bag song. Okay? Because at the end of the day, she did accuse Nicki Minaj of using ghostwriters. Okay? She said that, oh, we have the same writers. But bitch, you clearly don't write your music. Drake and 21 write from you, and now you steal it from the queen. So you need to give credit. Now, unfortunately, Scratch Off album only did 2.9 million streams for the whole album. And she's been getting a lot of backlash. A fan even noticed and said, the Jelly Roll song being the least one getting streams is frying me. Okay, so a lot of people did not stream the Jelly Roll collaboration for obvious reasons. I think it only got 16,000 streams. So a lot of people are calling this album a flop. But in hindsight, for the album Shit, or Sugar Honey Iced Tea, which I thought was way better than this album, did 1.2 million in streams, okay, for the first 24 hours. So technically she improved. But like I said before, I thought the album wasn't great because all she talked about was 21 below average. Like, that's her whole personality, and Scratch Off got to stop that. Nicki Minaj, Lauryn Hill, Eve, you know, they didn't move like that. Foxy Brown, they didn't move like that. They rapped about men in their music, but they didn't make it their whole personality. Nicki rarely ever talked about rainforests in music, not until they broke up. Okay? You know, Foxy Brown, when she was sleeping with Nas, allegedly, and a few other rappers in the game, she didn't really talk about it like that in her raps. Okay? Eve, same thing. You know, Eve worked with Stevie J, slept with Stevie J, slept with other people in the industry, but it wasn't her whole personality. Scratch Off makes her dating 21 below average her whole personality, and it shows in the music. Every song was about him. He did not put a ring on it. He knocked you up. He got 2 other women knocked up. You're not special. You're delusional. And that's the problem with Scratch Off, okay? You know, she makes men be her whole life. And, you know, everything is about men. That's male-centered activity. I don't respect that. Not only that, the Doja Cat collaboration couldn't even save Scratch Off. Unfortunately, OK by Scratch Off and Doja Cat failed to debut on the global and Paolify US charts, and it also didn't enter the top 150 on Apple Music US or the top 100 on iTunes. So let me know how y'all feel about that, because y'all was trying to say the song is fire, but clearly the general public disagrees. It unfortunately also has been reported that Scratch Off has 0 songs on the US Paolify chart. Her album came out 2 days ago. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like their first week sales are going to be what Scratch Off would have hoped. Now, let me know if you guys think Scratch Off will at least be able to do 50,000 first week. Okay, let me know if you think that. I think she may do like 30, 30, 25,000. 50, I don't know, because the streams are going down, down, down. And Scratch Off, you do deserve lashings only because you used your pregnancy and, dissing Cardi B on the album, and you still couldn't even get any songs on the US Paolify chart after the PR stunts. Now, Scratch Off isn't the only one flopping. Megan Thee Stallion's Motion Party remix, which I think is by Bossman D-Lo, featuring Megan, did 73,000 in unfiltered streams on Paolify. Let me know if this is a bop or flop for Megan. I feel like for Megan, who's a 3-time Grammy winner, and under Devil Nation, this is definitely a flop, whether it's a remix or not. The only thing, though, she didn't really promote it. Maybe she just didn't want to be part of the Cardi B and Scratch Off drama, and she didn't want to look like she was trying to overshine Scratch Off, when it came to her album release. So maybe that's why she didn't promote it, but she didn't. So it is what it is. Now, the Gumbo Witch, Miss Tina, dissed all the rappers on Instagram and TikTok Live. She said Camel Face is a 56-year-old and sounds better than 90% rappers live today. No backtrack, no auto-tune, and great breath control. And this is just a rehearsal because he performed at the Roots picnic yesterday. Then Camel Face, with his new sympathy fro, threw some shade at Nicki Minaj, Drake, Tory, Clownye, Jaguar, Dame Dash, and a few others. We will be doing the full breakdown. This is what Camel Face had to say.
I don't want me to think these thoughts that I think. That nut-ass nigga still stuttering. That chatty patty down on his luck again. Quest introducing me to Jaguar. I don't know why I still fuck with him. You wonder why I do the freestyle rehearsal. That lady back on the stuff, she sound like she in love with him. Her kid can't even take their kids. Enough of them. A rapper can't be my eye. I got MAGA Republicans. Them shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck with them. I'm governed by God. You trying to break the government. I brain for 40 days. My neck get flooded again. Wrist get flooded again. My net worth went up again. My next update, the jig is up. Nigga, I'm up 10. Wrong chart, champ. You gotta look up again. Niggas look up the hole, I never looked up to them. The crackers got your publishing gangster. Go talk tough to them. Don't talk success to me. You niggas is workers. In perpetuity's how your contract is worded. Don't make me go man.
So let's break these bars down. Because if you listen, he went after Dame Dash. Dame Dash is the chatty patty. Go listen to Dame Dash interview where he was calling Charlamagne and DJ Envy a chatty patty years ago. Then he threw bars at Nicki Minaj. He said, that lady is back on that stuff. She sounds like she in love with him. Her can't even pick the kid. Enough of them. A rapper can't be my op. I got MAGA Republicans. These shots came from the very top of the government. Good luck to them. So basically, he's saying that Nicki Minaj is a paid mole for the Republican Party, which is funny because his CEO got pardoned by the Orange Grinch. But we also got to break down the shots he took at Champagne Thickums. And if you guys remember, Champagne Thickums said, and Janice Shut the Fuck Up, which is one of my favorite songs, we know how you OGs rocking already. My nigga, the jig is up. Now, I'm not going to read this tweet, but remember when Nicki Minaj tweeted this Grammy night and she said the jig is up? And then also Champagne Thickums said, and whisper my name. He said, I'll take the $500K, not the dinner. I never could learn shit from none of y'all. Okay? Which was weird because Camel Face did tell people when he was asked about that to take the $500K. He said everything was in the music. But anyway, the point of the matter is, Camel Face said with his sympathy fro and said, a rapper can never be my op. That was for Nicki. And he said, the jig is up, nigga. I'm up 10. Wrong chart, champ. Niggas look up to Ho. I never looked up to them. Now, he's talking about Nicki and Champagne Thickums, saying that he never looked up to them. And then he also mentioned these niggas as workers and talking about the label owning someone's publishing. And it probably would be Drake's, because Drake did sign that big $500 million deal. And then he signed another contract with Universal. So that's why he dropped them 3 albums to try to get out of his contract. But he kind of mentions to somebody being stuck in a contract and how the crackers got your publishing and they got this and that. He said in perpetuities is how your contract is worded. So he trying to allude to somebody having issues with their label, and that would be Champagne Thickums when it comes to, dropping the 3 albums, the lawsuit with Lucian Grange. So, and he said that these niggas are employees because, Camel Face has his own label and they could distribute through other labels, but Camel Face owns like one of the biggest labels and management companies, Roc Nation. So he basically tried to say like Nicki Minaj and, Champagne Thickums are employees. They work for Universal. If you listen to the ending of the freestyle, you guys got to go back and listen, but I did try to warn y'all that Camel Face was going to be dissing Nicki Minaj. I even warned, if you was on Patreon, then you definitely knew, because I said it recently. So, Nicki, you do have to get in the booth. You can't let this 85-year-old man diss you like that. Okay? We can't allow that. Okay? Champagne Thickums already came out with his shots. He does need to respond. And Nicki, this is the perfect time, because you don't want to hear what Beyonce got to say. Because Beyonce, it will be throwing shade in Act 3 as well. And I've mentioned that before. And then also, Doechii will be throwing shade at Nicki Minaj. Okay? So you're going to have a lot of people coming after you. Just because you silent, that don't mean that they not going to drag you. Okay? So you do got to pop out outside. You can't let this 95-year-old man diss you like this. It's ridiculous. With his sympathy fro. Thinking he the shit because he hasn't dropped an album in 20 years. This is fucking ridiculous. Like, now everybody want to come out and diss Nicki. Wow. Because they see that she quiet, so they want her to pop back outside. They want the smoke. Camel Face already got the diss track. He waiting for Nicki Minaj and Drake to respond. Then he gonna drop it. Okay, so Nicki, you gotta pop back outside, because if you don't, they all gonna gang up on you at once. And you don't want that to happen. But this is a mess. This is why there's no such thing as hip-hop unity. Female rap, everybody beefing. And hip-hop in general, everybody beefing. But hopefully it just stays in the music. Hopefully this don't end up real ugly. It just stay in the music and people can, send their shots. But I knew that this was going to happen eventually. Because Camel Face never silent when rappers diss him. He eventually always responds. People thought in that interview that because he didn't say nothing about Nicki then, that he wasn't going to fully respond. He was waiting because he's gearing up to drop an album, okay? And a few songs, possibly. Now, he also has something to say about Tory. Remember, the verdict happened and Tory's father said that Roc Nation was crumbling. He said, Roc's not crumbling till the leprechaun magically run out of pranks. Your son on a federal line mumbling something about having too much in his drink. You know how dumb that is? Okay, so now he taking shots at Tory too? Wow. Y'all really woke up the beast, okay? Physically and spiritually. Because he looked crazy on stage and he's saying crazy things on stage. Wow, wow, wow. Tory can respond, but I wouldn't because it's not like you have your freedom. And remember, you got stabbed in jail like 10 times. I don't think that was an accident. So I don't know if I think you should be saying anything. No shade, because next thing you know, it's going to be another stabbing incident. Now, he also took shots at Kanye for saying that, Rumi and Sir were slow, if you guys remember. He said, you ever heard of Wonderkin? My children are some of them. Have you niggas have no shame? You really want to get underneath my skin? I really get underneath your skin. Ask, how I'm playing. Y'all thugs with the thumb again. Everybody thinks they're the ones insane. You're no manic. Watch how he's saying he acts in my presence, niggas. Shrink. Okay? So he is calling out, people like Kanye West who've been talking about his children. And I do feel like he has a right to clap back at everybody that he feels like came up against him. But everybody need to get in the booth. Okay? He dropping a freestyle. I want freestyles from everybody. Kanye, I don't really like the way he rapped anymore, though. I mostly want to hear shots from Nicki and Drake. Everybody else, like Tory, you may get stabbed again. Kanye, you're going to get cloned again or MK'd. So you might want to pipe down. Now, this could be another shot at Nicki and Drake where he said, I ain't for meetings, know how. Cancel the brunches. I remember the hunger pain is going to cost you a B to say my name. Remember, Champagne Thickums was saying they whisper his name. But because Camel Face is a billionaire, he's saying it's going to cost you $1 billion to say my name. So I'm going to need Drake and Nicki to not send no subliminals. No jig is up, say his name. Sympathy Fro is getting out of hand. He got his Sympathy Fro on stage dissing y'all, just like Megan Thee Stallion. So y'all need to come hard and end this man. This man is 75 years old on stage dissing. We can't allow that, okay? So I think Nicki and Drake, whether y'all got to get into the studio together, but Nicki, you definitely got to respond and not in no tweets. We need you in the booth. He's talking about your family, talking about your kid, saying that you in love with him. I mean, this man is out of control. You guys got to humble him because he feel like he can take y'all out easily. And this nigga acting like he cute, talking about he think Nicki in love with him. Like, this is ridiculous. Nicki has to respond. Champagne Thickums respond with caution because no shade, Champagne Thickums is never really good when it comes to hip-hop beef or battle rapping. All he do is file lawsuits. No shade. No shade to Champagne Thickums, but you lost to Pusha T. You lost to Kendrick Lamar. Okay? You're not really that great when it comes to battle rapping and going back and forth with other lyricists in the game. Nicki has taken out Lil' Kim. She's taken out Megan, Cardi B easily. And she out-rapped every man on Monster. So I think she has to do it again. Okay? Clearly he wants Nicki back outside so he can go bar for bar. Beyonce and Megan won't be able to go bar for bar with Nicki Minaj. That's why she hasn't responded to Bigfoot. Nicki can go toe-to-toe with men. And that's why he's going after Nicki. Nicki can hang with the big dogs. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to give the freestyle a 6.5 out of 10. He was stuttering, but they're saying that he was intentionally stuttering because that's how Nicki Minaj sounds. That's what they were saying on social media, that he intentionally did that. People were also saying that he was talking about her kid, even though he went after Kanye for talking about his children. So he's a little bit of a hypocrite, but it is about to get very ugly up in here. Hip hop unity is dead. Everybody is going after everybody. Let me know how y'all feel about it. I got some very hot tea on Patreon. Link will be in the description. Have a great day.